Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Maharani Putri Junia Zatirsyawan and my NPM 20020100028 and I'm from Morning Regular Class Banjarmasin. So through this video I wanna read my big books that I have made, and I have two books. The first is about the real princess and the second is Humpty Dumpty. But at first I wanna read this first book, The Real Princess. This book has 8 pages and I wanna read this. There was once a prince and he won a princess. But then she must be a real princess. He traveled right around the world to find one. But there was always something wrong. There were plenty of princesses, but whether they were real princesses, he had great difficulty in discovering. There was always something which wasn't quite right about them. So, at last, he had to come home again. And he was very sad because he wanted a real princess so badly. One evening, there was a terrible storm. It thundered and lightened, and the rain poured down in the torrent. Indeed, it was a fearful night. In the middle of the storm, somebody knocked at the town gate, and the old king himself went to open it. It was a princess who stood outside, but she was in a terrible state from the rain and storm. The water streamed out of her hair and her clothes. It ran in at the top of her shoe and out of the heel. But she said that she was a real princess. Well, we shall soon see if that is true, thought the old queen, but she said nothing. She went into the bedroom, took all the bedclothes off, and laid a pea on the bedstead. Then she took a 20 mattress and piled them on the top of the pea, and then 20 feather beds on the top of the mattress. This was where the princess to sleep that night. In the morning, they asked her how she had slept. "Oh, terrible badly," said the princess. "I have hardly closed my eyes in the whole night. Heaven knows what was in the bed. I seemed to be lying upon some hard thing, and my whole body is black and blue this morning. It's terrible." They saw at once that she must be a real princess when she had filled the pea through 20 matters and 20 feather beds. Nobody but a real princess could have such delicate skin. So the prince took her to be his wife, for now he was sure that he had found a real princess. And the pea was put into the museum, where it may still be seen if no one has stolen it. Now this is a true story. The end of the story. And second, I wanna read this book entitled Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty was a smooth, round little chap with a winning smile and great golden heart in his broad breast. Only one thing troubled Humpty, and that was that he might fall and crack his tan, white skin. He wished to be hard all the way through, for he felt his heart wobble when he walked around about. So off he went to the Black Hen for advice. This hen was kind and wise, so she was just the one for him to go to with his trouble. "Your father, old Humpty," said the hen, "was very foolish and would take warning from no one. You know what the poet said of him: 'Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men cannot put Humpty Dumpty together again.' So you see, he came to a very bad end, just because he was reckless and would not take a hint from anyone. He was much worse than a scrambled egg. The king, the horses, and his men did all they could for him, but his case was hopeless." And then the hen shook her head sadly. "What you must do," continued the hen, as she wiped a tear from her bright blue eyes, "is to go to the farmer's wife next door and tell her to put you into a pot of boiling hot water. Your skin is so hard and smooth, and it will not hurt you. And when you come out, you may do as you wish. Nothing can break you. You can tumble about to your heart's content, and you will not break nor evidence yourself." So Humpty rolled in the next door and told the farmer's wife that he wanted to be put into a boiling hot water, as he was too brittle to be of any use to himself or to anyone else. "Indeed you shall," said the farmer's wife. "What is the more, I shall wrap you up in a piece of spotted calico, so that you will have a nice colored dress. You will come out looking as bright as an Easter egg." So she tied him up in a gay new rag, and dropped him into the copper kettle of boiling water that was on the hearth. It was pretty hot for Humpty at first, but he soon got used to it and was happy, for he felt himself getting harder every minute. He didn't have to stay in the water long. Before he was quite well done, and as hard as a brick all the way through, so untying the rag, he jumped out of the kettle as tall, and as bright as any hard-boiled egg. The calico had marked him from head to foot with a big, bright red spot. He was as gaudy as a circus clown and as nimble and merry as one. The farmer's wife shook with her laughter to see the pranks of a little fellow, for he frolicked and frisked about from table to chair and mantelpiece. He would fall from the shelf to the floor, just to show how hard he was, and after thanking the good woman most politely for the service she had done him, he walked out into the sunshine on the clothesline like a rope dancer to see the wide, wide world. Of the travels of Humpty Dumpty much could be said. He went east, west, north, and south. He sailed the seas. He walked and rode on the land through all the country of the earth. And all his life long he was happy and content. Sometimes, as a clown in a circus, he would make fun for old and young again. As a wandering minstrel, he twanged the strings of his and sung a merry song. And so on. Through all this travel, he would lighten the cares of the others, and make them forget their sorrow, and fill every heart with joy. But whenever he went, in sunshine or rain, he never forgot to sing the praises of the wise black hen or the good kind farmer's wife, who had started him in life, hardened against sorrow, with a big heart in the right place, for the cheer and comfort of others. The end of the story. So I think that's all about my story. Thank you for your kind attention. I'm sorry if I made a lot of mistake in this video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.